Not for me. I slept in the car. I would take little whole baths at the truck stops, in between jobs. I was working 2 men in the truck.
A lot of people that live in their cars, they get a gym membership. And they'll go to the gym and take a shower.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because you think about it, you can...
They didn't have that 20 years ago.
I mean, now there's like... there's a lot. I've seen that a lot. There people that live out of their cars have to. They'll get a gym membership.
Pissy truck stops.
Ooh, that was a rough bathroom.
Hello and welcome to the HERshyt Show, where we talk about people, places, and things. So welcome to this week's the HERshyt Show. We're going to talk about gratitude and resiliency.
Okay.
Like the pollen attacking every bit of our sinuses, and we're grateful for
I woke up, my damn had these bags, and I thought, good Lord.
Bags my ass. I turned into a snow bunny while I was in Chicago, and then I come back to Georgia, and now
so you were in Chicago for how long?
Uncle Fester and shit. From December 4th until February 28th.
I know, you were gone for like 2 months.
Yeah. So, I feel like Uncle Fester right now. You got the dark circles and the paleness going on, and the double chin, and I got everything going on right now. All I ate was fucking bread and stayed inside.
Bread?
Bread. Oh man, I'm a starch fiend. That's where my fucking gobble neck.
Don't get me wrong. I eat what I call Bible bread now.
Bible bread.
It's Ezekiel bread.
Ezekiel bread.
Because they don't have no sodium in. I get the kind with no sodium.
Where you get that from?
In the freezer section of grocery stores.
In the freezer? That's some shit Vicky Lynn would do.
I have no choice. It's either eat that, because some bread has like 200 or 300 grams per slice of sodium. So this, I can eat as much as I want of it. I'm used to it now. I get up and eat my toast in the morning.
So you do a communion every morning?
I guess so. I'm like, I'm eating my Bible bread. It's called Ezekiel bread, and it's made, some people follow a Bible diet. Like literally, like a biblical diet.
You're starving yourself?
No.
On fish and rice and bread?
But there are certain things, like certain grains that they'll eat.
Just don't eat the apples.
No apple. But the bread's, it's really neat, but this one don't have no sodium in it, so I can have as much as I want.
Okay.
You get used to the taste after a while. Because there's certain type of grain that I don't know what it is. First time I was like, good Lord. And I thought, well.
But you have to, because you had to find a way to change
I've had to totally
diet.
redo everything in my diet. I have to eat more because of my medicine and all that shit, but it's all good.
Well, you needed to eat more anyway.
Bible bread.
So that's why we're going to say resiliency and gratitude, right? That's just one example. Your body has been resilient.
Woo! My poor body, man, I tell you.
Very resilient. And gratitude, you have gratitude, you're still here, so you're changing and doing what you need to do to
when you have like what I call a near-death experience, which I was about to code, it changes you.
It wasn't her first time, mind you.
No, I was in ICU before with a snake bite, and I about bit the dust in, and then
I'm not supposed to be laughing.
It's funny, I laugh about it now, but damn. And then I've had other episodes too, but not like in ICU.
Yeah.
And it just changes your outlook, your perspective. It changes you. It really does.
Yeah. But a lot of people, unfortunately, don't follow that same mechanism or process. They're not really great. I was thinking about it this morning, and not to go off of what you were just discussing about life or death, but I was thinking about it this morning. Our generation is raising some lazy motherfuckers.
Amen. Yes.
We are. Like,
I know.
All the stories I hear from parents our age.
And it's all like the same type of energy, like the same stories.
Because all of us had the same mentality. I'm going to do for mine what I didn't get done growing up, because most of us struggled. Most of us went through hell and high water.
I get that to an extent.
But it seems like we molded.
But they're just spoiled. I mean, like to the point it's beyond repair.
Man, them little motherfuckers don't want to work. They don't. I mean, they do, but then it's like they don't want to go by themselves to ask if somebody's hiring, or they don't. Like our generation, we were resilient as hell. We was the last latchkey kids.
I mean, right? I had a job in high school. I went to high school, and this is like in between sports and everything. I worked at the gym.
Yeah.
I got out of school and I worked till 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. And I give it to this generation. They're grateful for what they have, especially when they face a situation where all that might get taken away. Right. And then they're like, oh, yeah, well, thank you for the electronics. Thank you for the game. Thank you for the, all that
Sometimes
stuff.
it takes it getting taken away for them to be grateful.
Yeah. And that was even our generation. We had some snotty nose ass kids. You know what I'm saying? But these kids, they're very intelligent with the AI stuff. Right. So they're teaching us how to do AI stuff. But at the same instance, it's like, hey, man, you need to go get a job. Just start somewhere. What? What you mean? And that seems to be the majority of the kids that our generation is raising.
That's true.
And it's sad.
That's true.
I don't know what... I mean, we can't...
I told Sage to get a job, but she won't do it.
That's your dog. That's her dog. She can't...
I said, Sage, you have to get a job.
Sage will lick you to death. She's good at that.
She's my baby.
That is my baby, too. I miss my Sage. My Sage. Even though I only get to see her every other year.
I'll bring her here.
That's some fucked up child support. I mean, custody. That's a whole... We got to redo the whole
I'll bring her over here. She'll be like...
Mojo's not here, so you might... I mean...
Oh, yeah. Mojo's gone. A little support dog.
Mojo is a sweetheart. He's been going through it, too. But what would be another example of gratitude and resilience outside of our snotty-nosed generation that we're raising? Or have raised, because most of ours are grown now. We're 40 and above. Most of our kids are either close to being grown or they're already grown. So...
What would be considered grown? 18?
Grown by law. Well, in Georgia, it's 17.
I'm just saying there's a law, and then you have like your...
I don't believe in... And I used to be that one, like, fuck that, he's getting out of 18. Like, I was that one. Right? Like, my whole mentality was prepare him to be out by 18. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker ain't gone. He's still here. And I don't want him to go anywhere. Because now it's like, you're really not ready for the world. And now my senses have changed to...
And how old is he now?
He just turned 20.
20.
So now it's like... But it's ridiculous to be out here on your own. The pricing? Rent is what?
Oh,
$2,500 for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Mm-hmm. Then they want like a certain amount of credit, and then pay some
income,
like a certain amount down.
Yeah. So you gotta have the security deposit, the first month's rent. Then you got.
Some people want like 3 months rent. It's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
That's why I'm like, well.
But okay, so understandably, kids are noticing, and they're grateful that their parents are still allowing them to stay in the home. But no, grown to me, I'm telling you, I was that one, fuck that, you getting out at 18. Right? And then I had to step back and be like, you're not ready, my guy. And especially with the inflation, with the lack of, because a lot of the adults are getting the children's traditional jobs, right? Because these adults got bills to pay.
Yeah.
So they're going to the fast food restaurants. They're swallowing their ego, their pride, everything. They're just like, I gotta work.
Yeah, a lot of people do the Uber for extra money.
Yeah.
Like delivering, DoorDash and all that stuff.
So I don't...
That broke my heart the other day. I ordered something. This little man, he was old, and he come out and he could barely hobble. And I was like, you don't be doing this? I felt so bad. I wanted to just go out and give him cash. Here, buddy. I felt so bad.
But just imagine how many people are really struggling right now.
That got me.
Yeah. And then even Social Security ain't going up that much, but rent goes up. And if you're not in a income-based location, and a lot of these grandparents are still working because now they're raising the children.
Yeah. That's very common.
That is more common than when we were growing up. When we were growing up, kids was just everywhere. We were just tossed everywhere. And it wasn't just a grandmother raising us, right? And thank you, Vicky Lynn, for not letting my grandmother get me. Because, no. Was
it her mama?
No,
okay.
Now, because my daddy's mother had passed away in 94, the year before he passed away. Mm-hmm. So, now I would have went and stayed with her. But no, thank you. I'm good. I mean, not saying she was bad. She wasn't bad by far. But no, I'm good. I was good in what I was doing. But an example of gratitude and resiliency. Resiliency is more so just being resilient. How would you describe resiliency or being resilient?
Keep pushing through.
Okay.
And I could have just been like, gave up.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I can't eat that food no more. And just I'm like, you know what I got to do.
Yeah. This is what I got to do.
Keep my heart ticking, what I got to do. I have to change everything.
It reminds me of like a rubber band. You can only be stretched so far, right? If you release too early, that thing's going to hurt. But you can only, you can only be stretched so far.
I ain't digging in your ball.
My bad. I'm just going to sit that right there. It's good. It should be good right there. Hopefully, whatever, you're about to find out. But when it comes down to gratitude and resiliency, you hardly see that hand in hand unless something traumatic happens. Why is that?
It just resets you, is what I call it.
You're being, I don't know. Well, yeah. I can't say I don't know because I do know I've been reset.
I mean, it just stops you in your tracks when you have something traumatic happen.
Yeah. And you get grateful for the things around you.
And it puts, to me, I can only speak for myself, it like puts things in perspective. The smallest blessings, you're like, oh, okay.
Your perception changes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, especially when you're faced with something.
For the better, though. I mean, I've always been grateful for everything. I've always had that attitude and be taken away at any second.
Yeah.
I've always had that attitude. And, when you have a car that breaks down, then you realize how much you're thankful for that vehicle, no matter what it is. You know what I mean?
Because now I can't get nowhere. I got to ask somebody.
Yeah, and then you have to go and get it fixed, and then when you get your car back, you're more. Let me get it cleaned up. Let me wash it. You're more grateful for it.
Yeah. When things are handed to people, I've noticed, and this is all generations across the board. I know the boomers generation, they were more so, you got to work for everything. Ain't nothing handed to you. I'm going to break my back to make sure that the next generation is pretty much good. And then the next generation came along. And we were the latchkey kids and we did all that other stuff. We pretty much were babysitters at 3 years old. We did it all. But then we were like, I'm not going to make my child feel the way that I felt. Mm-hmm. And then our generation turned around and had what are they, millennials? Or what are they called? What are they called? Millennials?
I guess so. Mario, cough it up. What is it? I think so.
Our kids' generation, they're millennials, right? Are they millennials?
I think.
Yeah. It depends. Like, what is Gen X?
We're 80. Gen X is...
Because I'm older, so I'm boomer.
Gen X is 80 to...
So we're the boomers, right?
Yeah, I'm 76, so...
Yeah, because Gen X starts in 80.
Yeah.
No, it ends in 80. It ends at 80. Gen X ends at 80.
I'm Gen X.
So yeah, we're Gen X. Okay. Boomers is the 50s. So
millennial is next.
Boomers are the 50s?
Yeah, the 50s.
Like our parents' age, right?
Yes, our parents are boomers.
So millennials is them then.
Okay, yeah, because the millennials started in 81 to something. I think it's every 15
Gen
years.
Gen X in the house.
Oh, yeah, we're Gen X all day, baby. I'm mad you called yourself a boomer.
I thought I was right on the line. I got to look at it again. I'm like, I thought I was right on the line.
What?
I don't know.
It's 15 years, 10 or 15 years. So it'd be like 65 to 80.
Yeah, I can't call it. I'm not going to speculate. I don't know.
We know our parents are boomers. They're 40s and 50s, right? Or 50s to 60s. I don't fucking know. Either way, yeah, we know we Gen X. But our generation was like softer to a certain extent on our children. And then from there, I'm afraid to see the next generation. I'm not going to lie. Do you think there's going to be any resiliency at all? I know they're grateful. Everybody's grateful to be alive, right? They might not show it. They might not show it.
No, not everybody's grateful.
I don't. What could be done? What would be your advice for people trying to get other people to open up their eyes to that resiliency or to some people don't have resiliency because they've been beat to a fear that they can't really be resilient to come back from. It takes work. It's not just something that you can snap your fingers and make it happen. Some people they're backed in the corner. And, well, when you back people in the corner, they usually come out swinging.
Yeah,
but
they're
it
going to
takes
come out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It takes that moment.
Yeah.
Or that traumatic event, or whatever it is, a life-changing event. And then
some people are just not able to look at the children that are still, and the homeless population is extremely way more than what we had growing up.
And there's some people wanting to stay in their storage units or whatever.
Yeah.
And they can't really do that, but hell, I would if I had, if I had to.
But is it in the lease that you can't stay in there?
Just can't get caught.
Can't get caught.
I know a few people that have done that.
I mean, it's not gonna get rained on,
But is it in the lease that you can't?
They probably got it in there now.
I've seen people get caught doing that, but I was like, but was it really against the lease?
They probably got it in there now. A clause in there.
Because so many people have done it.
Because even when we had a storage unit in Austell, it was like this woman, I'll never forget it. She had 2 or 3 kids, they were younger, with her, and she lost her home, and I had to go buy her storage unit to get ours, and it was just like closed, like it was like they were living in it.
Yeah,
that's not my business,
Yeah, not my business.
So, but that stuck with me. I was like, dang, having not 1 but 3 kids, little kids, and you don't have nowhere to go, and
there's no more shelters.
So I mean, don't put it past me. I'll probably do it for my kids, whatever.
Definitely.
I mean, you know what I mean? That mama thing take over.
Yeah. I mean, I lived in my car, and luckily, my homegirl that was in the military with me, she was able to take Javaris in during that time after the house burnt down, and I was working 2, 3 jobs, and I gave myself like 2 months, like to get back on my feet or whatever, and I really had really nowhere to go. That was the first time since my teenage years. You know what I mean? That I've been placed in that situation, but now I have a child mixed in it. So I took my entire bank account and went and got a bedroom set, helped set up a bedroom in her house or whatnot, and paid, daycare, paid 2 months worth of daycare or whatever. And I would go over there and spend time with him in between.
So you were just trying to make it as comfortable as you could for him.
For him.
Yeah.
Not for me. I slept in the car. I would take little whole baths at the truck stops, in between jobs. I was working 2 men in the truck.
A lot of people that live in their cars, they get a gym membership, and they'll go to the gym and take a shower.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because you think about it, you can.
They didn't have that 20 years ago.
I mean, now there's a lot. I've seen that a lot. There people that live out of their cars have to. They'll get a gym membership.
Pissy truck stops.
Oh, that was a rough
bathroom. Yeah, it was nasty.
So a lot of people go to the gym and take a shower.
Yeah.
Use the restroom, whatever they got to do. And then that's how they.
So they're pretty much paying for a place to go take a shower and bathe.
That's a movement with that now. Like you can find them on YouTube. They open about it. And they'll I've lived in my car.
You've seen it too, yeah.
It's hundreds of YouTube.
Yeah, because Planet Fitness, they got the penny start off and then $9.99 a month or something like that.
Depends on where you go.
So
yeah, you can get it cheap
now. They
now.
don't call it homeless now. They just say I'm living out of my car, and that's a thing. I'm like you kind of homeless, but
yeah, I mean, well, their car is their home. That's like camper vans.
Yeah.
Are you going to say that they're homeless because they're living in a camper van?
See them out. If you drive past Planet Fitness, just up here where I live at in Paulden, you'll see the camper van.
Oh, right there in Hiram.
Yeah, in the parking lot of Planet Fitness.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's just a way of life now. It's accepted now.
Well,
so you see campers, you said?
Yeah, I've seen at least 1 or 2.
So they're probably
So they go in and have a shower.
That's exactly what they're doing.
We ain't trying to get y'all in trouble, I promise.
I'm all for it. I'm like, hey.
I would say go wash your ass however you can. Wash it, but not in somebody else's home.
They're making good money on content creation because they get hundreds of thousands of views of people just interested in their lifestyle.
I've watched it. I'll be the first one to tell you I've watched it.
So they're making it are more resilient.
And they're choosing to do it.
So that can fall into the resilience category.
And they have jobs. Yeah. They're just saving money.
They do that in Hawaii too. I
mean, rather than paying what $2,000 or $3,000 for something, they're just like living out of the car, and it's actually kind of cool. They got curtains, and they make it work.
You're grateful to have what you have.
I mean,
and they're saving money.
There's one guy was cooking in his car, like he had the little.
I think it's fascinating, really? Man. Yes.
Yeah, inside a car or the van?
No, some of them are cars. Like they have little curtains they put up at night. And they'll have like
just get your camping equipment, right?
Yeah. And make you got like a little stove thing.
I didn't have that 20 years ago.
I know, 20 years you were just pretty much
I was in the back of a Cutlass though, so the Cutlass was like a twin bed. I had a very comfortable.
I do want a van, just so I can camp in it when we go somewhere.
I'm telling you, you got to be ready for whatever, man. But that does show resiliency because they're breaking away from the norm. They're doing their own thing, and they're making it not cool, but they're making it to where you're not embarrassed by it.
It's definitely cool
now. I think cool it's fascinating. I'm like, okay.
Just look it up. You get caught in the rabbit hole. Just see it.
I mean, their bank account's getting fatter while you're sitting there paying $3,000. You know what I mean?
I mean, it makes sense. I don't disagree with it at all.
Because everybody's past different. Yeah. We don't know. They probably don't have support from their parents, or don't have a support system.
Trust me, I know that one.
You know what I mean? Like they don't have a support system. I think it's fascinating. I've watched them before, like just watching how they live. I think it's fascinating.
But to me, it shows gratitude and resiliency.
And I love alternative housing.
I feel like, and I said it before, it doesn't matter where you live, it's how you're living.
Yeah, I love alternative housing. I live in like an alternative house. I converted the whole garage into
an apartment. Built an apartment, though. It's not an alternative house. No, you built a whole apartment. She ain't living in a car or a van.
I got on an excavator yesterday.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, it was fascinating.
They gave her
I've always wanted one. I was like,
keys?
Yeah. We're digging up a pond. We're digging up. We're going to make a big dam where we live. And, my ass had to get on there. And I just go to, it's kind of like doing a zero-turn lawnmower, and then you have like other controls, and I figured it out. It was good stuff.
Take the keys.
It's fine. Now I want one.
She's gonna mess. And the property next door, all that is cleaned up and
working on it. Yes.
Okay. We'll talk about that offline.
My uncle's living in it right now.
Look, we'll talk about that offline before we start telling where people live. Y'all don't need to know where we live.
No, he's my uncle's doing the floors and doing a lot of work on the inside.
So they did move up. The people that was there is gone.
The renters that my uncle.
Yeah.
But my uncle's living in it right now.
Oh, okay.
He's taking care.
Well, make it do what it do, baby.
Well, it helps me out too.
It does.
I don't have to do everything.
She doesn't need to be doing everything. Yeah, I understand you're resilient, but you're going to be that rubber band that breaks eventually. Someone needs for you to
I know my limits now.
Yeah.
I think.
She a hard-head ass knucklehead.
My stubbornness was kept me alive, though. I will tell you that.
Has it, though?
Mm-hmm. I'm good. Sure has.
So, we go start.
I knew after I got bit by that snake, something wasn't right with me. I knew something wasn't right. My blood pressure was way too high for years.
Something wasn't right with her as a child.
I'm just nervous. And they're like, because anytime I had to go like urgent care or anything, they were like, "Why is your blood pressure?" I'm like, "I'm just nervous." And I knew something wasn't right. I knew like it done fucked with my heart and all that stuff.
You have been
resilient
your entire life. Yes, she has. Definitely. Both of us have.
Yep.
2 different paths, but definitely both resilient as hell.
Fleeing that.
Fleeing that. I'm gonna have to find some of them old. I think I still have. We used to draw little flea and gnat circuses on paper.
That is so funny. We had like a little flea going.
We had a whole little circus thing going on with fleas and gnats.
I met somebody the other day. She says, people call me, what was it, Bunny? And then she had a friend named Frog. I don't know. It was something hilarious. And it was 2 animals or whatever.
Oh,
and
God.
I told her about us. I said, well, my nickname's Flea and I'm like my cousin's Nat. So tell the whole story.
We had a whole little drawing that we would do with the circus and the Ferris wheel and the gnats flying and the fleas hopping and she played
This
basketball.
was like in 6th grade.
So yeah, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. In the 9th grade, I was...
She was somewhere else.
9th grade, I was rocking orange. No, 10th grade. I was rocking orange. Yeah, from 10th grade. And then I got out right before y'all graduated. 98. But I graduated in 97. Because I ended up getting my GED. And I was like, fuck that. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Because I did not feel like hearing everybody ask me 50-11 questions. Why did I do what I did? Because I did what I did. So that's pretty much the answer. But by the time y'all graduated, I was in college already.
That's what I'm saying. You were ahead of your time.
I had no reason to be in college. But resiliency. We've given y'all many of examples of resiliency and gratitude. Be grateful for the things that you have, man. That's the whole point.
When you have gratitude, you open up more doors for more blessings.
Yes.
You know, when you're mad about something, you're blocking your blessings.
Yeah, don't block your blessings.
Because that's the truth. You know, because thoughts become things.
Yeah. And things become something that you can either regret or reform. And your perceptions can change, as she's already explained.
Oh, absolutely. That's part of growth, maturing and age.
And my guy, if you have a parking spot with your name on it in front of a gym, I would really love to come and see how you living.
Oh, it's fascinating.
I would, because I've been homeless. You know what I mean? I might be a little jealous of you having a lot more than me than I was. No, I'm just playing. But I do want to see how people are living and why. Like, we want to know your thoughts on that.
A lot of people, they choose that because they're saving money.
And you are.
And
just take it. If you're making 8, 9, or even 1,000.
Yeah, these people most of them have jobs.
That's 4,000 plus a month. If you live like that within 6 months or whatever, I'm not gonna start calculating it here because I ain't that fucking smart.
But. I know we still a little tired, but anyway. But like just say you're putting a down payment on a home or something like that. That's a way to save some chunk of money.
6 to 7 months, if you're making at least 4,000 or 4,100 a month or whatever, you're gonna have enough to put down. You might not have enough to have the furniture and stuff in it, but less than a year, you would be able to save up.
I think it's fascinating.
That is fascinating. And what's 4 times 12? 8.
48.
48. Add some zeros behind that.
Yeah, 48.
Because I'm like 4,000 for 12 months. Add some zeros behind that.
Or 44, 11, 48.
Okay. And then add your zeros because I'm not going to do it.
48,000.
But you...
I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because it's 3 zeros. You add your zeros.
Where's my calculator?
But
I'm still counting my fingers. I'm like, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. 6. But it is 48 and add 3 zeros. Because it's 4,000. You add your... I'm doing the basic math that we was taught. Just add your zeros at the end.
48,000.
Yeah. So 48,000 a year, give or take. Because then you got your taxes and all that. That's
car
gross.
tag. You got the car tag. You got to keep that up at least.
Your insurance. And your gym membership. So
you can get memberships cheap now.
So if you subtract about 1,000 from your 4,000 a month, that's good on food, washing your assets, gas to get back and forth to work and all that good stuff. Less than $1,000 a month.
I'd love to have a short bus and just convert it into like a little camper.
So literally in 6 months, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
That'd be 24,000. Half a year, 24,000, and you would have the money to be able to put down on.
Yeah, I've watched, like you said on YouTube, like this girl. I mean, she just lived in a car, and she was like, "I chose to do this." Yeah. She said, "I was tired of paying that much money for a 1-bedroom, whatever it was."
Because it gets sickening. You're paying somebody else's bills.
Yeah, and she was like, "I was just tired of it," so she just chose, and she loved it.
If you do it the right way, then yeah. Because again, it doesn't matter where you live; it's how you're living. You're still getting cleaned. You're still getting fed. You're feeding yourself.
Your needs are being met.
Exactly. The basic necessities.
The needs are being met, yeah.
You got somewhere to lay your head down. The biggest fear that I would have is somebody's safety in all aspects. Like, don't let everybody know where you're at. Because there are some crazies out here that will come and rob you and take you for everything that you have. And then what are you going to do? You know what I mean? So you got to keep safety in mind. Safety first. You do got to keep safety in mind, but continue to be grateful for the things that you have. Continue to be resilient.
Yep. Open them doors for more blessings.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And go to Two Feathers Sage at Etsy. On Etsy. You still have your Etsy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Two Feathers Sage. And then the Vintage 79 Finds. I remembered.
I got to get some good stuff on there.
Yes. Go on there. Make sure you check out Two Feathers Sage on Facebook as well. And twofeathersage.com. And if you have any questions, twofeathersage@gmail.com. And then for the HERshyt Show, you have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and
all the platforms.
Even though Boss Man keeps putting Twitter on there, I don't update Twitter.
I'm not even on Twitter.
Or X, or whatever the hell it's called these days. So good luck with that, trying to get in contact with one of us.
Are we on TikTok?
We are on TikTok.
Oh, we are on TikTok.
We are on TikTok. And you can always reach out to us at thehershitshow@gmail.com. If you have any questions that you want us to research, we will keep your name anonymous.
Yeah, and what about products? Send us some products.
I just ordered some soaps. That's coming up. I did just order some soaps, and I'm not going to try to say the name right now. But it's, I got some sample soaps coming because I knew that you would love it. It's all natural soaps.
Okay, cool.
And I have been following them for about a year on Facebook. And they are phenomenal.
I'd love to try soap because I'm so sensitive. Yeah. My skin will break out with anything.
It's the assorted. So I paid like $19 to get like 18 assorted, something like that. It's like little chunks.
Okay.
To be able to test it. I don't even know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you.
If you got a product, you want us to try it out?
Yeah.
We'll be glad that you would.
We would definitely give you a full review from opening to using.
Yep.
How you package it, what it smells like, what it looks like, and if it works. Right? We will do that. But go on 8robinsons.tv. Right now, it is free to subscribe. You got the Rooted in Love show. You have HYDF, Harnessing
Your Divine Feminine.
Thank you for that, because I was going to get tongue-tied. HYDF. You also have
Figuring It Out With You.
Figuring It Out With You. That is that the mother and daughter?
Yeah, Kim and Kay.
Yep, Kim and Kay.
Cool. Awesome.
Check them out. And we also have Super Dope Fresh, which is LeVar Robinson, a.k.a. Gerald Robinson, a.k.a. like the Mario brothers have a lot going on, right? I'm talking the Mario brothers. Hell no. The Robinson brothers. It was Mario Day the other day, though, March 10th. I saw you post that, but it's the Robinson boys. Like, they have everything going on and popping. So, 8robinsons.tv, Two Feathers Sage, the HERshyt Show. We also have YouTube. We also have any podcast platform. With any show on the 8robinsons.tv, you can look us up on any podcast website. So your Spotify, your Amazon Music, your iHeartRadio,
we're on
Apple Podcast. Yeah. HYDF, the Rooted in Love show, like all of us, the HERshyt Show. Cool. We're all on there. So, and Buzzsprout. You got Buzzsprout. I don't think we have the Patreon anymore. We don't have the Patreon anymore. But we're going to be doing more interviews. We're going to be getting out there more and more. And eventually we are going to do a live this season. Sometime this season in front of a live audience. But if you want to be interviewed, if you just want to come talk shit, we have the links to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. So, yep. All that good stuff. Be grateful. Have gratitude. Be resilient. Don't block your blessings. Bye.